Hey everybody, Jason Edwards here. I have Jeff Vanazdal here with BotMockups, and today he's going to basically share us an easy way to confidently go in and talk to business owners about chatbots without worrying about the tech behind the scenes, if it's going to work, if it's not going to work, what is it going to say. We have something really cool to show you, and I'm really excited to have you on. So tell us a little bit about BotMockups, Jeff.
Yeah, bot mockups is something that's been in my head for about 10 or more than 10 years. I've been building chatbots for more than a decade now, before AI was even out. So I was using an app called MiniChat, and I always thought it'd be cool to build something to create like super quick demos for companies to actually show them what it actually looked like. Because even before AI chatbots, it was hard to explain or actually show them how it works. Chatbots work. This would be mainly on Facebook and Instagram back in the day. That's what we're primarily focused on right now, but with my agency. But yeah, I built this tool for my own problem I had selling chatbots for 10 years. And I used to build demos that took hours. And you can't scale that. So that's exactly what the tool does is being able to build a personalized AI chatbot demo in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, that's the biggest key because it's definitely all the rage right now. Everyone wants a chatbot, or at least they're curious about it. And if you're just going in, spending hours building something out, and then more importantly, like we did a demo the other day for a dentist, and part of it kind of didn't function properly, so I had to kind of like divert his attention and show some other bell and whistle till I could figure out why it didn't fire off the way I thought it would. And so
Yeah.
you just have all this anxiety going and like, is this actually going to work, or am I going to look stupid right now? And I think you've cleared up a lot of that and saved a lot of time in the process.
Exactly. Yeah. I know exactly what you talk about because, and it's embarrassing too. Like, even in person, that's happened. It's like, oh man, like, what do I do now? They're not going to buy this because if it's not working on the demo, way like they're going to purchase from you.
Exactly. Well, cool. I know you got a little presentation just kind of showing us what it does. And I've already gone through it a bit myself. So I'm excited for everyone to see it. But you can go ahead and share your screen and we'll walk through it.
Sure. Cool. So before we get started, mind if I share my backstory? Kind of tells the story of how I actually came up with this idea.
Yeah, I think that'll be valuable because a lot of people are starting brand new and just curious about this. I mean, AI for majority of us is fairly new. Some of us have been in it kind of in the early days, and then some people are just discovering it or just wanting to sell it. So I'd love to hear how you kind of went about this journey.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get into it. So, like I said, I've been doing chatbots for over 10 years, but along the way, I think my last job was at Target, like checking people out, like a cashier. And then somehow I fell into writing articles for magazines. Like I've been writing ATV since I was 8 years old. I'm 37 now. And sure enough, I work for the magazines, and then I work for a brand called Can-Am. They're kind of like Yamaha or Honda. They make these vehicles here. And cool part about it is I got to travel all over the world, driving all the commercials. This is picture from on set in Chile, of all places, to do a yeah, commercial. And then, of course, COVID hit 2020, and I got changed a lot of things, and I lost my job. So I was out of a job. I think it was like 3 months, and just kind of burning through some money. I had a couple projects here and there, but nothing, coming in. And sitting in the back porch one day, I see this story on Instagram. You recognize this guy? Yeah.
Hmm. Kevin Harrington.
Yeah, he's like the OG on Shark Tank. So I saw this. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And it's like, oh, Orange County. I've actually been there with to an event, and he was actually having an event with this guy here, Nick Long. And I click on the ad or the story, and it goes to this landing page. And I could see, oh, it kind of looks like a ClickFunnels page. So I clicked on, they had this form to come to the event, and I'm like, huh, all right, this is kind of cool. But of course, it's like $10,000 to come to the event. I'm like, there's no way, man. There's no way I can go to the event. But I'm like, all right, this is literally me. I was like, man, I could buy something with this. By the way, I'm a huge fan of The Office. If you can't,
Oh, me too. I've probably seen every episode multiple times.
yeah, same. So what I did was I sat down, was actually watching the movie, and I'm like, when I build a demo out that already looks like it's on that prospect's account for the event, and I built it in ManyChat because AI wasn't even a thing back then, or CloseBot, or ZappyChat, or any other AI chatbot builders. I don't even think HighLevel was around then. Actually, it was right at the very beginning. So I built this demo out for him, and then I sent it over to Nick Long, who again was having an event with Kevin Harrington. It was like on a Tuesday at like 6 o'clock, and he's like, "Dude, this is awesome! Like, how do I start working with you?" I don't know why I said this, but all of a sudden it just came out of my mouth. I was like, "I'll tell you what, I'll be there tomorrow." And I live in Indiana, and he lives in California, so I'm like, I don't even know how I'm gonna make this happen, but I had enough money to only book a one-way ticket. So that's what I did. So this is like this picture of me booking one-way ticket to California. And this is me eating breakfast in Orange County, California the next day. So pretty wild.
Yeah, so you just I mean, did you have I think what I might have missed in that part is how do you go from Target to knowing chat bots in general?
YouTube.
Oh, cool. So you were just like, "I lost my job, let me just find something else to do," and got excited. At that time, chatbots just in the old sense were all the rage before AI came out, where it was just kind of structured. If the customer says this, then it will automatically say one of these few options and kind of step by step.
Yeah. Yeah. I just thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And then AI came out. Well, not to skip forward too much, but so yeah, this is I flew out to California to finish the chatbot I was building for him, and then I discovered, man, they have like all kinds of other stuff that they need help with. So like the ClickFunnels account was pushing into a Google spreadsheet, and then from that spreadsheet, they were texting people back to come to the event like manually on their own phones, which was just super time consuming as you can imagine. And then I introduced them to high level, and then they were actually my first high level client.
Mm.
So, but while I was out there, I would just stayed in the office all day, and I was talking to their clients that had come in. Ended up picking up 2 or 3 clients while I was out there, and had enough money to fly back home. So that was like how I got started full time with my agency.
Wow.
Yeah, it was probably the most gangster thing I've ever done in my life.
I mean, that's pretty bold, and we hear stories occasionally like that, but you don't really think it's true, but it's like to just book a one-way ticket and say, and I've been there too. I've done that before where I went places where I was like, I have a way to get there. I don't know how I'm gonna get back, but I just feel like I have to go.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it worked out. I had to make it work. So yeah, what next step was like this whole AI thing. It's huge. I think being in the marketing space, you see it more often than like if you're not in the marketing space. But man, it's changed so much, and it's something I wish MiniChat would do forever because the issue with MiniChat, you'd have to click the buttons inside of the MiniChat flow, like on Instagram or Facebook. And if they didn't click the button or they wrote something out, it would break the bot.
Yep.
Dude, there has to be something better. So fast forward, like when AI rolled out, I started building these AI chatbots. And then comes this like I thought it was the moneymaker opportunity with Bentley at Bentley of Minneapolis. I booked a meeting with them and I went in there and this is when I discovered we need something better to demo. So this is me in the dealership. This is before I did this. So what happened was, like the self-selling AI demo, like if you're not familiar with it, like if you're watching this, is basically they fill out a form and it sends them a text message. Well, I fill out the form for the GM that was sitting across the table from in his office, and he never got the text message. So you can
Yeah.
imagine, like,
And some of these people are new watching this. So basically, there's something in, and I've even taught it myself, and it does when it works incredibly well. And basically, what it's supposed to do is You create this AI chatbot and it sends the message out, and then it basically sells them on their own company. So as if they were coming into the Bentley dealership, it'll walk them through as a customer would experience it. And it's supposed to be a wow experience, saying, "Oh wow, this is." I could envision how a customer would interact with our brand and ultimately buy something. And they work incredibly well when they work, but when they don't, you look pretty stupid.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing I realized too, I thought the self-selling AI was the golden ticket to, like, selling these AI chatbots. So, one day after I got finished building the demo, the self-selling AI demo out and high levels workflows, I texted, like, 10 of my friends that own businesses. I'm, "Hey, do you mind if you test this chatbot out for me? I just wanna make sure it works and get your thoughts." Like, 9 out of 10 told me, "Yeah, yeah, it works, it works." And then I could see in the back end and inside high level that they got the first message and didn't say anything else to it.
Yeah, that's the big thing too with these. Sometimes the way you've set up the self-selling, you don't know what the experience and the interaction is going to be on the other side. So I have a lot of people that kind of abandon it after one or two questions because they're just doing a demo as a favor to me, but they don't really care. And so I don't get to see the full thing working, and they try to be overly challenging or throw stupid
Yeah.
lines in there or whatever to throw it off. And it's like, that's not the purpose of what I'm trying to accomplish here.
I've seen people ask like, "Oh, can you make me a sandwich?" And it's like,
Exactly, or tell me a poem or stuff like that. It's
yeah,
like, God,
that's not how it's
but
gonna work.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's the other thing I realized is like someone has to buy in like so much to even go through the whole self-selling demo because it's via SMS mainly. I think you do it with the live chat, but it's still like there's a delay between let's just talk about the SMS side. There's this delay between each text message. And it's like people are just gonna get distracted. I mean, it's hard enough for people to watch like a 30-second clip on Instagram. So so and then like this was me in the dealership trying to talk to the GM to explain, like, how the AI chatbot should have worked. So yeah, I didn't get the deal. But one of the deals I did get was this they're called Recycle Firefighter. They make these cool products out of recycled fire hose. So I just figured I'd highlight this one where to get the deal, we put together like a demo. And see the demo, this is not just like a screenshot. What we did was I used BotMockups to create this demo, like a live demo that actually looks like it's on their account. So let's go and walk through it. So what they did is they wanted to run ads to get people to sign up to win this free fire hose flag. Well, what we did is let's made this mock-up here and then check this out. Say yes. And again, this is not live on their account right now, but it looks like it.
right,
We just use this tool to be able to show them like from concept to actually working and actually we use bot mockups to once we have them as a client, we actually mock it all up and then send it to them as well. And then like, cool, good to go. But this tool is mainly for showing how it would actually work instead of sending them to SMS demo that breaks and then they get distracted. And one thing I found, much like that demo I created when I flew out to California, the more personalized you can make the demo experience, the more buy-in they're gonna have and less distractions, and then they can actually see how it would work in their own particular use case versus sending them to a generic demo that
right.
yeah.
I think the thing to point out here too is AI works incredibly well, but it does take some tweaking. It takes some adjusting and trying some things and seeing some things that didn't work. And then ultimately you go back and fix the prompting, and you'll get something that works a majority of the time. But that can't happen on the demo side. The demo has to be as flawless as you can get it. So eliminating a lot of those things that could go wrong. Their telephone provider is out for the moment, or the internet isn't working that great, or whatever. All those different things in the chain during a demo can cause the thing to either be incredibly delayed or just not work at all. And by you just putting this all together into kind of a bot mockup, something that represents their brand, looks like it's actually on their site, but it's not. will eliminate a majority of that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, everything that I ran into issues with when selling AI chatbots or demoing, I just built a tool for that all the things I ran into. So the other thing I use BotMockups for is kind of cool example. I've been watching, Alex Linsky,
Mhm.
this bald guy right here. He's one of my
Yeah,
friends.
he's big in the high level space as well.
Yeah, yeah. So I noticed too up here in this demo, this is his business partner, this is his wife, this is one of the coaches in his program. This is all also my friend Dar, which he's friends with. Inside about mockups, I purposely put these people here that they know. So when I'm showing them a demo or showing the prospect a demo, they're gonna pay more attention. Be like, oh, well, it's Brian in there. What? That's my wife. Like, so they're more focused on the demo rather than just having random people up here.
Right.
Anyways, this is the before and after. I saw on his account he was doing this is on his real Instagram account. He was using this link here in his caption on Instagram. Well, links and the captions on Instagram, you can't click on them. It doesn't do anything. So instead, I'm like, dude, this is what you should be doing. So I built a demo out for him. These are actually 2 demos. I just mimicked what he had on his account, and this is after. So I told him instead of doing a link inside your caption, which doesn't work, use the comments feature. Inside of HighLevel, you now can use like a comment trigger to send an SMS or say an Instagram message like this. But check this out. So we're gonna just test this out. Comment book, and then looks like it's on his account. It automatically reply back, and then it'll send a DM. So now it will send the link to him like that. So it's a better way to do it like this. Then now I could show, like, say, if there's a prospect and be like, dude, you were, no one's gonna actually go in here, copy this, go to Safari on their phone, paste it in, and you go. You've seen so many times too, and I'll show you here in a second, like where people were using link in bio. Well, it's the same thing. It's like if they see this post and this said, click the link in my bio, well, I'd have to navigate out of my feed, go to Alex's account, then go to the link in bio. Then most of the time people have like a link tree in there. And then you're like, okay, well, what link am I actually looking for? Just so many steps when you could just say comment a word and it sends the link. The other reason why this is powerful is not many people know this is Instagram's algorithm looks for a few things. Of course, likes, looks for comments, but in addition, it looks for how many people are interacting inside the DMs. So this way, or this way here, the more comments you receive on a post, so it goes like in this order. It's like the lowest like indicator of people interacting with your account is likes. Second highest indicator is comments. Third highest and probably the most, I think it is the most highest indicator of people interacting with your account is DMs. So the more comments you have on a post and DMs, the more native reach you're gonna get on Instagram without more ad spend or anything like that. So that's just in addition to doing the comments feature. That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So this just inherently causes more interaction with which thus pushes it out to even more audience and just creates this cycle of growth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. So in built Bot Mockups, you can build these demos out on all the channels. So that includes website, live chat, Instagram, like we just saw, Instagram ads, and also, and then I just showed you an example of Instagram ads where there was like a firefighter, Instagram organic, like that I just showed you for Alex, and also on Facebook and Instagram and SMS or Facebook. I already said Instagram, but basically all the channels.
Yeah.
This one here, and what's cool about the website channel is like you just pop in the URL of any website that you're trying to land the deal with. I think the lowest hanging fruit when you're selling AI is the live chat on the website. And it's easy to prospect too. So you can go to a website. If they don't have a chat widget, that's a perfect client for you.
Right. It's proof right there. You can go to the site. Do they have chat? No, they don't. Okay, they're a prospect.
Yeah. So what I did was I just made the tool about mockups that you just pop in the URL, it automatically loads in the website on this phone here, and then it overlays this chat bubble where then you could be like, "How do" so now they could see how the AI chatbot would work on their website, all branded to them.
So I'm clear, you had a previous version of this that was basically just a predetermined walkthrough that you already made. That was kind of just a almost a version of a presentation that you spent some time creating, even though BotMockups sped it up, it wasn't interactive like this in that way. Now this is actually pulling from ChatGPT or something else to have real conversations. It's just making it really easy for you to set up a demo in less than 5 minutes to be able to present something.
Yeah, previously had a my, like, MVP model was called Sales Prezi. I think it was a terrible name, but it was the first thing I landed on, and it was just, you know, like, you just click and it just had, like, the same message over and over, which was cool. It was a good start, but now you could full fully functioning AI chatbot now on your prospect's account. Oh, it looks like it's on your prospect account in 10 minutes.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I have personally spent sometimes days creating something if it was for a big client that I really wanted to make sure that it worked perfectly, testing different scenarios and I didn't even have it as good as this because I still didn't have access to their website to embed it on there. So you've created not only a speed to creation of this, but also having them take ownership because they're actually seeing their profile or their website on the demo that you're giving them.
Exactly. Yeah, on all the channels. So I figured I'd share this use case for Instagram podcast. So just like the one I show you with Alex, it uses the comments feature where a lot of times people post, "Hey, look, we just dropped a new podcast episode. Click link in my bio." Well, it's the same thing. It's just comment trigger word, right click in here, and then it'll reply back. And again, you can be like, it'll actually show in real time what it looked like.
That's really cool.
Thanks. And then this is a big one. Like people were in, if they're doing database reactivation, I don't think there's an easier way to actually show how a database reactivation will work. Like you come to a, say like this aesthetic brand here. If you go in there and be like, "Hey, I want to do a database reactivation for you," they're gonna be like, "What is a database reactivation?" So you can use BotMockups to actually show them what it is. If you're not familiar with it, it's just sending out a text message to their existing client list.
Yeah, a lot of times, like a gym, for example, will have clients that canceled, and then 6 months later, or a year later, or right around the new year, or whatever, they'll send a broadcast out to those people that canceled prior and say, "Hey, new year, new you. Let's come back to the gym," something like that. So it can work for just about any industry, though.
Totally, yeah. So, and you can make it look like it's on their account. So you have their name here, their logo, and then you could say, "Hey, I just want to show you how it worked." Say if you want to bring in more people that said they cancel and you have the slot available, just kind of like go with med spas. If someone cancels and they lose that slot, it's time that they could have been making money. So you could show the med spa like, "Hey, you could just send this text message out, and then you don't have to have people manning the SMS. You could just have the AI." So I would say, yeah, something like that. And then in this case, it will actually book the appointment for them. And then you show the prosthetic, a prosthetics, how it would work. So
Yeah.
they know they know what you're talking about now rather than trying to describe what a database reactivation would be. I don't know about you, but I'm like super visual person. So if I see it, okay, that makes sense, huh?
For sure. I'm much more visual, and when I try to explain tech, sometimes I have the tendency to get way too deep in the weeds of the tech versus like if I could just say, here's your Instagram profile, here's the interaction, go ahead, ask some questions like that it this is the new version of the demo that sells itself.
Yeah, yeah. I absolutely love this tool. This is a dream tool of mine, and so I'm so stoked that it actually came together. It took about 10 months to put together, so and we're using it now. There's I think around 80 agencies using it right now.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
so here's a missed call text back. You can another one's like, okay, what is the missed call text back? Well, now you can explaining what that is in real time. So like I had a tree fall down in the backyard. Can someone come out and cut it? By the way, if anyone watching, if you have a Mac, I'm using this app called Whisper Flow. It's great to do demos with it. So you're not fumbling around trying to type. You could just use the audio to text and it'll type for you.
That's great. Yeah, I'll definitely Whisperflow, you said?
Yeah, Whisper,
Cool.
Whisper without an E. So that's that one. And then Facebook ads, sort of like the same thing. You just different channels you can build on. So one cool thing about prospecting on for Facebook ads, you can go into the Facebook ads library, see who's running the current ads, and then if they're running an ad, it's probably effective. And then you can be like, well, how about we turn this into a messenger ad, which will actually be cheaper than traditional ads that just send someone off of Facebook onto a landing page. So in this case, this is a real ad. I just turned it into a messenger ad with BotMockups, and now I get to say like, yeah, I'm looking for a new RV right now. And then you could show them, hey, you can get cheaper ads if you actually run messenger ads instead of ads that go to your landing page.
And I
Oh,
think for this, a lot of people don't run Messenger ads because they know that they're not gonna be there 24/7 to answer them.
that's a good
And
point.
so you can supply that solution for them and say, not only can you respond to leads faster, but you don't have to do it yourself.
Oh yeah, man. When I was working for Can-Am. I was running their social media accounts, so they had like 4 million followers at the time. Man, if I had AI back then, I'd probably have a job because I answered the same questions every day on Instagram, and if they had an AI chatbot, it would just answer those questions automatically in real time. I've had so many Instagram accounts I've been to, and this is a pretty cool example. They made these wallets, not this one, but something similar, that it was like I wanted to make sure it had a magnet on the back for your phone. And I asked them on Instagram, "Hey, does it have a magnet so I can connect it to my phone? Because I have a bad habit of losing my wallet, so I like them stuck together." They didn't get back to me for, like, 2 weeks, and I just went on Amazon, ordered one that I knew had a magnet on it. So if they
Yeah.
had just a bot that said, "Yeah, it has a magnet on the back," I would've went with that one.
And I'm sure a lot of people had the same question, just like you said. I mean, the common questions are hours, can I schedule an appointment? What are your prices? That kind of stuff. All of that can be handled with AI these days.
Yeah, totally. Here's a cool example. This is an ad for, like, a wine wine and chocolate company. So imagine this like a $10 like a coupon ad. I click here and then I could say it. Yes. By the way, I always start off with a question just to say like, oh hey, how's it going? Or just make sure they know what they're getting into instead of just sending them the link. It's more
You mean from the mock-up side. So on your side, when you're prompting it, make the first thing that comes up a question to get the customer to respond.
yeah, exactly. It's just more personal, I think. Yeah, that say it. Yeah, that'd be great. And this scenario, I'm actually getting that full name. And what's cool about chatbot side of things, you can save all this data that you collect into high level. So now it's saving my name. It's gonna ask for my email. It's gonna save the email, and then whatever questions you will ask after that. But in this case, I have it connected to. You ever heard of Boomerang Me?
Oh yeah, we've had them on the channel before.
Awesome. Yeah. So I have it. So I'll show you here in a second. Say no. It'll actually deliver a link to what it looks like a boomerang pass. So and it automatically generates from the information you just fed it and the right here. So say if I click on this, it's gonna go to a page that looks like it automatically generated the past one.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, there's something that I struggled selling Boomerang Me. I'm like, okay, why don't we just pair these together so it delivers the coupon through the chatbot?
Yep.
But yeah, and then here's how it would work. So if they get the coupon, they bring it into the store, they scan it right here. And then off of that, you could trigger different workflows inside of high level. For example, I could set it to send out this text message like 3 hours later, asking if they want to leave a Google review.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. And then course, that will help build their SEO because the more reviews you get, the more natural SEO, higher you're gonna rank in Google.
So this is delivering incredible value that cascades into multiple other features that you can sell with high level or add-ons
Yep.
to high level that are, for the most part, once they're set up, they're pretty much automated behind the scenes. You're not doing a service type of thing where you're having to spend hours tweaking a website or things like that. This is multiple services that are basically automated.
Yeah. Yep. And just back to the same scenario. I just want an easier way to sell it and explain what is going on. You imagine trying to explain this? It's like,
Right.
okay, well, I need something to show them. All right. So, oh, and then one of the other things too that people were asking about is like, okay, cool. You can help me sell, but I need leads. And if I don't have leads, then I don't have anything to sell. So what we did is we this is a new feature we rolled out to capture leads. So now you can actually have people say you embedded this on your website. You can fill out the form, and then once they hit submit, that's me, it'll give them access to the demo. So then on the back end, it saves all the information that you collect, and then you can trigger a workflow like I don't know, a day later or hours later. Hey, I saw you filled out, wanted to request a demo. What'd you think of the demo? And then you can just drop into a lead nurturing sequence.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So could you set this up on a landing page with just like if say you're running paid ads and you wanted this lead capture thing, people could come in and try a demo of any bot? Or is this just like when you created a bot, you send it out to somebody, you want to see if they're actually going through it?
It's more for embedding it on your landing page or your website.
Okay, cool.
You could if you wanted to, but if you're gonna send it out to someone, more than likely you have like either the Instagram or Facebook or say they text message them something, but it's totally possible.
Okay, cool.
You want to see how like the back end of Llama?
Yeah, I think I mean this I'm really excited about it, but I think people might think, okay, well, it's still complicated to set up, right? Even though it's once the final product is done, you can see how easy it would be to demo it, but how complicated is it to even get to this point?
Yeah, I'll show you. We can just do a live build,
Yeah.
but log in here. I'll try to speed things up a little bit. See. Let me reshare my screen. I'll find a Zoom thing. Spear. Oh, here we go. All right. Okay. See my screen? Okay. So let's just go to Google here. And then I'm going to show you the live chat example, how easy it is. So we're just going to
Okay.
Indie plumbing here. And this is another cool way to prospect. So like I just typed in apps plumbers here. Let's just go to Isley and Sons. I don't know how you say this, but they're running ads, so they have some marketing budget. So let's go to their website here, and hopefully they don't have a chatbot. So yeah, they don't have a chatbot. But perfect prospect to sell them a demo or sell them not a demo, but actually
A
create
chatbot.
the yeah to sell them a chatbot. So let's go and just copy their URL, and then I go back to BotMockups, and then let's just you could start in BotMockups. You can start from blank or start template. We have over 200 templates already created with logos, like royalty for logos, names, prompts already written, and royalty free images. And
And that's for a specific industry, so maybe you're just doing a general demo for plumbers instead of a specific one for this company.
yeah, I think we have like 20 some demo or niches. So, but in this case, we're just gonna start from blank. And then here we're going to do copy the URL because I don't know how to spell their name. Isley Plumbing. Okay. And then I'm gonna do live chat demo. And then we're gonna select the channel. These are the channels you can build upon. So we'll do live chat. We're just gonna upload a quick headshot. So where was this one? Save. Okay, so now we're gonna paste in the URL. Oh, that one does not. Some websites are blocked from iframing, but we have a backup. So if it doesn't load in, we can just upload a screenshot. So what we're gonna do is just gonna go to the website again. You can do it on your phone, but there's a plugin I use to just see the mobile version,
Mhm.
a quick screenshot, device frame, download it, then get back in here, upload the screenshot so you can see it there. Now let's get to customizing. So let's just change this to this red color and then see how it says have questions.
Mhm.
Change this to maybe this gray color here. You could change the text color, but white looks pretty good. Here we're gonna say, "Hey, this is Kelsey. How can I help?" And then that's the cool thing about this Whisper Flow app. When you're prompting too, you just talk like you would. So you're gonna say, "Her name's Kelsey. You work for Isley Plumbing." How do you spell that right? Yeah. Just give it a name. You Your job is to help answer any questions someone might have when going on the website. You have a fun, bubbly personality. Your answer should be no longer than 25 words. Only answer one question at a time. And then we could just pop in their website just for this reference. So we're just gonna hit next. So see how small that prompt is?
Yeah, I mean, if those of you who are about to say, "I am not a prompt engineer," he just basically talked as normal people would talk, and it wasn't that complex, so let's see how it works.
Yeah. So let's hit next. Save it. Let's go back here and just toggle it on. And then have it so you can hit share. You can use the share link, which is just an auto-generated page with the demo on it, or if you want to embed it onto a landing page or presentation, you can do that, and also toggle on the lead gen form if you wanted to.
Okay.
But for this case, we're just gonna grab this share link, and there it is. So it looks like it's on their website, and we're gonna say, "I have a leaky toilet. I really need someone to come out and fix it." Hit send. There we go. So what was that, like 3 or 4 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, that I don't know what you guys think, but that was incredibly fast to be able to build something that can be sent out. And now would you say that this is like a cold prospecting tool too? So you go through, you find all the people that didn't have a chat bot, you create this quick little mock-up demo, you send them a link, maybe with a Loom video, or I think you recommend some other tool as well, just saying, hey, here's an interactive chat. If you're interested, let me know. And that whole thing, you could prospect hundreds of people a day with this that I'm sure a lot of people, once they see their logo, their website, everything on it, are gonna at least wanna book a call with you.
Yeah, totally. Like, for example, if you just wanna target, say, plumbers, just maybe even just for the day. Say we just built this one, so maybe we find another plumbing company. We can just go in here. This is how fast you can do it. So you just hit duplicate, turn it on, we go in here, and let's just say this one's called Indie Plumbing. And then all we have to do now is just let's just say another Indie Plumbing company. Let's just grab I have no idea. Let's just go to this one. Winter's Plumbing.
Oh, I guess the one right below that. Oh, you got it, cool.
So let's try this one. So copy this. Let's just find one that yeah, some of the websites are blocked from iframing. It's nothing that has to do with BotMockups. It's just how their websites are built.
Yeah.
So go over to maybe Roto-Reader. Roto-Reader, I don't know if they have them where you're at, but
Mhm. Yeah, they have them here as well.
they don't have a chatbot on there. So look, see it pulled in the website.
Yep.
So now, if we wanted to customize the prompt, we just be like, and done. So now we just built 2 live demos, and
Oh, perfect. So I missed that you copied it. So I was like, "Oh, are you just editing the one you had before?" So you just duplicated you're doing plumbing already, and now you're just changing Isley Plumbing to Roto-Rooter Plumbing to ABC Plumbing to whatever, and you're be able to crank these out really quickly.
yep, yep,
Awesome.
share link so you can see it. There we go. So yeah, it just makes it super quick, and then you could do the same thing for all the other channels. So, for example, a list builder, which is my agency, we just focus on growing email and SMS lists on Facebook and Instagram. So we just we have the channels for Instagram here. So like, remember how I showed you can change these up if you wanted to?
Mhm.
And then say if I'm prospecting this chocolate company, I can just add, if I knew who the owner was, I can just add their friends up here or people who follow their account, or just keep them generic. but I probably overdid it with the customization, but I just wanted to have everything I can think of to be able to update if I wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the setup, because you've made it so easy, it really only takes, even if you went crazy with customization, it might take you an extra 5 or 10 minutes. It's not like this is gonna take you days to customize some presentation. And it's so interactive and so attached to their brand that they take ownership of it already, and they say, "I don't have a chatbot right now. With this person, I could have one, and I can see how my customers could interact with it." And if you're selling these things for $300 a month, $500 a month, to be able to crank out a presentation in under 5 minutes is incredible.
Yeah, yeah, it's wild, man. It's really changed the way we're selling these chatbots.
Well, cool, man. Well, I am so excited to share this with the audience. We'll have a link down below that are you doing a free trial with this, or how does it work?
Oh, yeah, yeah, so we have a free 7-day trial now. Sign up for any plan. We have 3 plans, $97 plan, which it includes 1 active mockup. An active mockup is just I'll show you here, it does explain a little bit. See how all these here, the status, you
Mhm.
just turn on to say I need to demo this one. You'd have to go in here and turn it on, but you can only have 1 active at a time. So, I mean, you couldn't have one embedded on your website and then have another one that you use as demos. So we have, like I said, 3 plans. It's a 97, 197 for 3 active. And then literally I ran a report last week. Over 50% of the agencies that work with us buy the unlimited plan, which gives them full access. And you can have as many mock-ups live as you want.
Yeah, if you're tight on cash, I would say start with the low plan, just do one mock-up and get people get a sale, and then turn on the unlimited, because then you're gonna wanna scale that thing up once you're confident. But if you're ready to roll and you say, "I wanna send out," what I'm gonna be doing is sending out 50 looms a day, or 50 prospects a day of something like this, and just see what kind of hits I'm getting back, because it's so fast to set up. I could do it having my morning coffee. Then I think it's well worth that for how quickly you can get to the pitch part.
Yeah, and within the 7 days, I was hesitant on rolling out the free 7-day trial because, I mean, we you don't have to put in your own API keys. This is kind of cool feature too. We incur all the API costs, so we use Anthropic and OpenAI. So much like CloseBot from them, it uses a cascading model. Well, what does that mean? It means our default language model is Anthropic. I like Anthropic the best because it works well, I think the best for chat. Well, if Anthropic's API goes down, which I've had happen in the past, it'll break your demo. Well, now that we have cascade models, if Anthropic, whatever default LLM, your AI, if that fails, then it's just gonna go down to OpenAI.
Yeah.
So your demo won't fail.
So this is well worth it, because I can tell you personally, I've spent probably close to the $100 just testing my my demo before I presented it to somebody, going back and forth, trying different scenarios, and spent thousands of credits. So if you're willing to cover the credits, that's amazing. So that's just an additional reason to give it a shot. And just do the 7-day trial, try it out, get ready to do some prospecting, and go and reach out to people, and just see what kind of hits you get. If you start getting positive responses that people are like, "Yeah, how would this work?" Then you can have a good indicator that, okay, with enough of these, I'm going to get some people that are willing to buy this for $300 a month, $500 a month, and just scale to the moon if that's the direction you want to go.
Man, yep, that's the plan. That's for sure.
Awesome. And this is so early. I mean, chat bots are, in the traditional sense with the many chat, that is something that some people still have. But Jeff just easily pulled up several examples that even a Roto-Rooter company, for whatever reason, I don't know why they don't have a chat. They can afford it. But a lot of these companies still don't have this mechanism that can make them more sales, and you can supply it to them. And to keep it very simple, even just like Jeff said, just the live chat is enough to get going with somebody that can answer the basic 5 questions they get every day. What are your hours? What is your pricing? Can I make an appointment? A few other things. But it's a no-brainer. So Jeff, I appreciate you coming on. There'll be a link down below to use our link to sign up if you want to, and I'll give you a bunch of bonuses. I have 120 different high-level snapshots and all kinds of other bonuses I'll throw in for those of you that use our link to sign up. And I have a free community down below as well that you can join, and we'll be talking a lot about this in there. So you'll want to be a part of that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you having me on, and I'm stoked to get going on this with you.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. I'll see you later.
Thanks, man. See ya.